Hi, I'm Saku Yanagawa. I'm a stand-up comedian from Japan. Welcome to Saku Yanagawa 100 Questions. I'm gonna answer your questions. Let's go. Saku, you have performed many shows so far, so today's topic is show. Alright, it's a show time. Where do you perform usually? Mainly in Chicago, Laugh Factory, the Comedy Bar, Zany's Rosemont, the Second City, IO Theater, and the House of Blues. So everywhere in town. And not only the shows held in the theater, but also the bar shows, which is produced by comedians. And I also go on a tour in the USA. So far, I've performed in the Comedy Store LA, La Jolla, the Broadway Comedy Club New York City, the Comedy Studio Boston, Comedy Underground in Seattle. When and how was your first show? It was 2014. I was a college kid at that time. In Japan, I was watching a TV program about a Japanese comedian who has been doing show in New York City for 25 years, and I thought he was cool. So I sent him a message on Facebook and I flew to New York next day. I was signing up for the small open mic in New York City. I was so nervous because that was my first stand-up comedy. First English performance. But comedians are so friendly that they laughed at my jokes, and one of them came from Chicago. And she introduced the Second City Sunday morning open mic. I knew the Second City even from Japan, so I decided to fly to Chicago next day. And I still remember I was memorizing all of my jokes in the Starbucks in the Second City. Then Second City people are also super nice, and I got addicted to comedy like crystal meth, which I've never tried yet.
So how was your first Japanese show?
Japanese show? It was in high school festival. Yeah. Every year, baseball team has to do some performance, and as a captain, I did kind of stand up for 30 minutes in front of my classmates, and I killed it. Good memory. What's your best show so far? In Japan, my solo show at Billboard. Billboard is one of the most prestigious venue in Japan, especially for musicians. And as a first stand-up comedian, I held my solo show last year, and it was packed, and I really enjoyed. And in the United States, I think the best one was the NBC and the Second City's Breakout Comedy Festival last year. Many of my friends came support me, and I think you can watch the clip in my YouTube channel. Check it out. What is your worst show? Must be the show in Hiroshima, Japan in 2016. It was a local art festival held in a massive field in front of the ocean. And it was outside venue, and only 20 audience came up, and they're basically barbecuing while I was performing. And the host guy introduced me like, ladies and gentlemen, superstar from Chicago. Then I kept bombing. I even could see a lady use the phone swiping me left. Then 30 minutes later, I became like, yeah. But after the show, a guy in the first front came up to me and he said, it's not your fault. Hiroshima people are so shy that they don't know how to laugh at the jokes. Yeah, sweet guy. What was the biggest crowd you've ever had? It's a Fuji Rock festival last year. Fuji Rock is one of the biggest music festival in the world, and many great artists have performed. For example, Bob Dylan, Kendrick Lamar, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Oasis, and Saku Yanagawa. I got booked as a first stand-up comedian, and I did 23 shows, which was Fuji Rock record. In total, I performed in front of 140,000 audience last year. The highlight was the main stage called Green Stage. There were 40,000 audience who expected music. So I got ignored by them completely. But I'm still looking forward to going back this year. How do you prepare for the show? I have to keep writing jokes, and I always write jokes on my high school notebook. Yeah, I got this. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? And yeah, to catch up with American culture and to get as much information as I can, I read newspapers and I watch TV news like our CNN, BBC, and even Fox News. And as a pre-show ritual, I always have Halls candy before the show. So I always have Halls in my pocket. So hope they're going to be my sponsor.